Right, let's try this out. See if streaming actually works on this godforsaken PC. Let us see. I haven't booed the Stanley Parable because I know how the Stanley Parable is. It might have something interesting. So, haven't done any of that yet. There we go. Okay. So, let's take a look at this. Bad boy. Also, scale it. I don't know why. Why is it such a big window? Jesus. 1080p, please. There we go. Alright. I haven't messed with any audio except my microphone, so don't even know. Subtitle language. Ooh, okay. Have I played it before? Okay, so I think this is where they start getting you. Because I'm pretty sure it does some certain things. You select yes. Or at least it starts earlier. Just a slider until the computer's barely visible. Usually on stream it's kind of bad, but like, I wonder if that's good. Let's just do that. Settings for a Stanley Parable game. The current time, alright. Let's do this. 2 p.m. 2:14. 2:15 actually. There we go. Beautiful. Accessibility settings, cool, cool. And title screen. Alright. The settings. Just double check everything. One-handed walking. Hold left and right mouse buttons to walk. Interesting, I must say. Hello, Crafter. Res times res, anti-aliasing, sure. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good to begin this. The end is never the end. I like this game. Last I played it was 4.5 years ago.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
And I was waiting to get the 5-year achievement, but
where he was
whatever.
Number 427.
You're gonna buy the game, yeah.
Employee number
I will tell you if it's good.
Job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Fighting is
Orders
definitely
came
different.
to him through a monitor on his desk.
It's Unity instead of Source, I think.
How long to push them, and in what order.
Okay, see you around, Crafter. Appreciate you stopping by.
Did every day of every month.
Look at those shadows. Wow, I'm so excited for these nice shadows. It's gonna change the game immensely.
As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Yeah, you can tell it's an old recording.
Forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Pretty nice.
Call a meeting.
I just want to watch through this entire thing just to make sure.
Never in all his years at the company
anything different.
had this happened. This complete isolation.
Right.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. So, is the time accurate? No. It told me to enter my time. It's not accurate. Alright. Yeah. So it closes the door. Beautiful. Look at this.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace.
Yeah, I know. I'm not looking for the co-workers. I'm looking out the window just to see, alright? Okay, so I know you could get up there. I guess we should just do the normal route and see if there's anything different. I know the mugs are different, because they kept... Oh, and this is floating. That's a broken game. Yeah, so I guess we just start the normal route. See if we see anything peculiar. Otherwise, we should be alright. I don't see anything different so far, except
When
lighting.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Let's follow him. See where it leads us. Isn't the broom closet this way?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Okay.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
I
hoping
can't tell
he
if
might find an
anything's
answer
different.
there.
I don't remember much. Alright. Do I want to? Do I really want... No. Let's wait on that. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Go to the boss's office. Executive bathroom. Ooh. Always been here? Be rich. Is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to just pick one. I see. Toilet you cannot interact with. Okay, good to know. Alright. Bathroom closed on its own. And this is like the entrance elevator, I think. Like an elevator behind here. Oh, you could kind of see through it. Little crack in the door. Alright. See if we can get around here real quick. This is a very quiet game. Early stream, yes. Hello, bruh. Appreciate you for stopping by. Oh yeah, you could crouch too. Alright. No zoom, though.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human
What's
life.
the code again?
Shocked,
No.
unraveled,
888.
Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk
There we go.
guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Extra secret.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly know that, so I'm gonna look around until he opens the door for me. Because, you know, we're good role players. We
Stanley
don't
settled around
just
twiddling his thumbs,
you
trying
know,
to input anything on the device was
meta
useless,
game.
since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845. I don't think anything's really different.
2845.
845. Can't read any of it. Alright. Can you please open it for me?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in.
There we
and
go.
the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
There we go. Alright. So what might we be able to... I don't know if anything's different in this route. I don't know if there's differences in routes, but I guess we could play the game the normal ending.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a
Just
bit
for now.
peculiar.
At
It was
least,
a
unless I
stirring
see
of
something.
emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never
Also,
occurred to him? This question
just to
would
say,
not go
I don't know, the
unanswered for
narrator
long.
isn't the best at story making. I apologize. It's not a great
Stanley walked straight
storyline.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. And then there's a speedrun strat here. So you could just... No, you can't.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Oh.
Stanley
Uh-oh.
thought to himself.
Oops.
Did he have the strength to find out?
Oops.
Aha! You've made
Oh.
it to the bottom of the mind
Oh,
control
okay.
facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable
Goddamn,
first
of
launched in
course.
2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all
I
sent us
see.
lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can
Ooh,
call it
already
the
found new
bottom of
content.
the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content?
Yes,
Always more
exactly.
content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a
Wow.
secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Wow,
We
I'm
call
probably
this
like the
track,
first person to actually
Good
find
Job,
this.
You've
I
Made It to
know.
the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
I can't believe this is the first thing we find.
Jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
I'm so proud of
Good
myself,
job,
I'll be
you
honest.
did it. Good
I'm
job,
very
you
happy.
did it. Good job, you did it. Good
I thought I
job,
just
you did
accidentally
it.
died.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Yay! First ending, alright. Cool. So we didn't actually make it to the good ending, but alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wonder if Stanley still walks by here. I know a lot about this game. I watched, I think I watched Jacksepticeye play it like 9 years ago. And that's how I played the game. But then I also played it
When
myself.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do we still want to go left? Nah, let's go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Also,
Perhaps
the
he
game
wanted to
kinda
stop by the
lagged
employee
for a
lounge
second there. It
first,
seems like
just
it
to admire it.
maybe teleported me.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
This is the room
It had
that
really
they
been worth the detour
posted
after
about on
all,
Discord.
Just to spend a
Amazing.
few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply
Specifically
stood here,
this vending
drinking it
machine.
all in.
Don't think there's anything that you could do with the vending machine.
Yes.
What is that?
Really worth it being here in the room.
Is it
A room so utterly
something with the
captivating
place,
that
the
even though
weeks
all
I've
your
spent,
co-workers have
they
mysteriously vanished,
feel?
here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
You know, you could go over the lore per people. You could go to the lore YouTube videos
At
if you
this
want to
point,
read these.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
I'm
It's
just admiring
possible
lighting.
that this is why everyone left.
Look at the JPEG blinds. Wow.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, I remember this. And then he doesn't say anything until you leave. Very disappointing. Remember when Dad... Who farted? I know all the cups are different now. That's a major update.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
forget what that elevator goes to. I kind of vaguely remember the game, but not really. Try this.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I wonder if you could jump down here. I really doubt it, but maybe you can. All I know is that it goes up there. You could either jump down here, or do we chance it? Oh, but then if you leave this, I think you're asked to jump off or something, right? I think if you just leave this.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what?
Yeah.
Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
I need to get up here.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
I wonder if that's something too. I'm just trying to trying to theorize here, because there's a decent bit. There might be something up here, or actually I think you go through there anyways. I don't know. Here just looks like you could go up there. Alright, let's see. What can we aim for? Aim for the boxes? Here we go.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
There he. Alright. Time. Still 11:20. Why did it ask for the time?
All of his
I wonder if it
co-workers
just
were
did that
gone.
to screw with
What could
us.
it mean?
I feel like they would
Stanley
do that.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, I don't think
No matter
anything
how
would be
hard
different
Stanley
here.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Gosh.
co-workers.
Narrator, I get it, I get it. I don't think anything would be different in here, because that's kind of just like a one-way area. But maybe next time we could try and see Stanley walk by.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'm trying. Trying to find something. When was the one where you click on it 5 times to get an achievement? I don't know. 415? No, I think it was one back there. I have achievements like disabled because I hate those notifications, so you know.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Entered the door on his left, huh? Gosh, it already feels like there isn't much. There aren't many paths you could take, really, but surely there is. Let's see if we go down the normal way and check every single door. Just checking. Alright.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Glass
Feeling a wave
table.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Seems about the same here. Check out the broom closet ending.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Look at that beautiful lighting of the broom closet. They really, you know, a ton of technology went into this
Baffling that
game.
Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah.
Are you really still in the broom
I
closet?
wonder, are they
Standing around doing
still...
nothing? Why? Please offer
Okay,
me some
narrator, you can go
explanation
ahead.
here. I'm genuinely confused.
Are they able to still have the Minecraft and Portal ending? Because wouldn't you need to get licensing again?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Get on top.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your
Broom
friend, you'll
closet
say,
ending.
"Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yeah, I think we exhausted everything in here. After
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid.
After he insults
probably
us.
only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yep. Yep. Sounds like Stanley. It also sounds like Weird Gary.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
And then they can put the
Hello?
game.
Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All
Yeah.
right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Insightful comedy. I think he said commentary, but yes. No. Cool.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Jeez, that lighting, damn. What does this say? Got some drawings on it. Yeah, can't really read any. Oh, and this is the... Oh, yeah. I remember, there was like a... What's it called? Lucid chart of the Stanley Parable. This is the loop ending where he just dies, and then, like, the story turns into a girl's or something. It is odd. I don't know. Do I want to go in here? Yeah, might as well.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Oh.
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his
1, 2,
job.
B4.
He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well
Interesting. I wonder
enjoy
if
this while I'm still
they
lucid.
added anything to like
So,
stop
he
the
imagined himself
countdown.
flying and began
That
to
would be
gently
very
float above the
interesting, but that
ground.
would also kind of
Then he imagined himself
ruin the point
soaring
of
through
it.
space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all
Brain's
people
gonna
in their
explode.
dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
The audio
How
sounds
could it
different.
be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
I
Stanley
don't remember
is
this
as
music
awake
anywhere
right
in the
now
OST.
as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
1, 2, B4.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside.
You can actually
this one.
kind of
Let me
vaguely
wake
see
up,
stuff.
he thought to himself. I'm through
Yeah,
with
I'm
this
still
dream.
walking through.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my
There's
job.
like barely a little
Let me
sliver that you
continue
could see.
pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Okay, now everything's
I
black.
am okay.
Stanley's not okay. Oh, I got stuck in a corner.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This is the story. Hey,
This is
Someone.
the story of a
Woman,
woman named
Mariella.
Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And
collapsed
although she
dead.
would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Thought she called
And
the
then she
ambulance.
turned and ran.
I thought the narrator just said she called the ambulance. Alright, when are we gonna get a different starting area?
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't think I was fast enough. Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
Let's go
door on
right.
his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
Let's
it
take the
perfectly
elevator
well.
up and watch
Perhaps he wanted
that
to stop by the
nice
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
presentation that they have up there.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business,
this room.
Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
I should jump
really,
down
I'm
here.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Damn, those fluorescents are kind of loud.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road?
I think this is where we
you've
get to play
chosen? Well,
Minecraft,
don't
right?
let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Where's
Do you not
this
think
the
I put a lot
baby?
of time into that? Because I did.
Gosh, I
And
can't
in the end,
remember
it was
anything
all for
about
nothing,
this.
because this is what you wanted to see. Help
This
me
is
here,
what I wanted
Stanley.
to see,
Help
though.
elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This
Wow.
already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here,
Do we get to play
based on
the
the data
baby
from your
game now?
previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, the leader. Even more JPEG than it was before. I always like this one. Did you know you are like the 1 millionth player? Yeah. The dead rat is better than you. Objectively ranked. Yeah. Friends list empty. Tell me that the dead rat's my superior, please. Yeah. Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey,
Great.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
In the trailer, the baby got grown
In
up.
this game,
He was
baby
in a
crawls
suit.
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands
I don't
of
plan to
family
do this
life.
for
I
5
think
hours,
the art
so
world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4
4
hours.
hours, sorry.
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me.
Audio, or
I'm
the
not even going to try.
image
I'm
always
out,
kind of
I'm
glitched
out,
here.
I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game?
Yes,
Just to
yes,
ease the
let's play.
pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha!
Oh, I see.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
I don't
What's
know.
our backstory? What is our motivation?
Firewatch, huh? I don't think
Well,
they
it
were
seems
allowed to get
obvious to me that you
Minecraft
are meant
back.
to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture.
I never
into the
played this
experience of
game, and I never
total
watched
mental
it either.
depravity.
But it
So
always
far,
looked
I love
cool.
everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture
Okay.
outward and see what else is out there.
Oh, I knew they wouldn't be able to license Minecraft. I knew it. Yeah, what is out here? It's really tall. He's gonna get tired of this game right when I hit the floor.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open
Oh.
world game. Good
Wow.
God, quickly block it off.
No. No, please.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I
getting
think
out.
this will be just the thing.
Alright, is this game gonna be different? God damn it. Rocket
Wonderful.
League?
See, this
Alright.
is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any
Wow.
possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
This
Stan,
is game
if you manage to
design.
get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
What if you can get
Okay,
lost?
so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ooh. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Alright. This is so much fun. I
Are you
can't
doing
believe.
it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yeah.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then
About-
surely multiple
Ooh.
balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes, Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Oh no, he's gonna break the game.
Balls.
Rocket League's great. Wow.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun?
Having lots of fun.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Stanley,
Oh,
don't do that.
okay.
I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
That's how
will
you
you
get
write
out of
a
it.
story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. We still have so much.
We end up in like the broken place, don't we? Up here. Man, I kinda miss Rocket League. I should've stayed there. They weren't able to get Portal or Minecraft anymore. Back in 2013, 2012, they a little easier to get those things. Green's in there. Great that they got Rocket League and not Firewatch though. 427. Yeah. Yep. I guess the world changed behind me. No.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I could wait as well. I have plenty of time. And by plenty of time, I mean I kind of have quite a few things to do. But you know, I need to play the Stanley Parable. I've been waiting 3 years for it.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
I hope it is. Oh, I always keep forgetting to check this window. Hey, yo! New content. Hell yeah.
Oh, new content?
New
What does
content.
that mean, new content?
What does it mean? New content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
This feels
After
very
receiving
weird.
critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
What's this remind me of? Why does it
The
feel
Stanley
weird?
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please,
Wow.
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
What's the new
well,
content?
This sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Bro, I am extremely excited. I want to see this new content.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's
Oh
going on
no, are we
here?
just gonna die in
Should
this
we-
cage?
Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Where's this content?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Ooh,
All right.
jump.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god, you can actually jump? Wow. This is absolutely insane. What's remaining? Does that mean I can't jump after that, or if I win something? Oh. Okay. I ran out of jumps. Plugged into a wall. Doesn't even lead anywhere. It's just a wire that goes back here. And then it just replugs into here. Okay, okay. Sure, sure. I'm liking this new content, though. I've never been able to jump in the Stanley Parable.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I'm ready. Thank you.
That's
Oh.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement,
I noticed
please
that as well.
ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh, we're gonna have
It's
to
my
cancel
fault,
them.
Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I guess. No. The new content. Oh. What the hell? I can't tell if this is a new starting area or if it's still part of the other ending, quote unquote. I think it's just a new starting area. There's a picture, yeah. Text.
Psst.
Oh.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
In the vent, alright. Yeah. Narrator? What's up? Okay, okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra
Okay,
Deluxe
so it's
content turned
still
out to
part of
be?
the
Well, it
other
got me
ending.
thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh, so this is what that screenshot was. Got to play Skyrim, alright. Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow. Get to memorize everything.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in
old
October
store
of
page.
2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Damn. It's so sad. The good times. All these endings. Even though they're kind of not endings, they're just pictures around the place. Alright. Ooh, postcards? This. I remember. The Memory Zone temp. Alright. Interesting, interesting. Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Heart. Wow. Yeah. Can't open that door. Alright. Look at all this new content. National Geographic. The original remake. The original remake? Down Steam, download the demo. Quick conserved words. 6 components of great corporate culture. Okay, I think those are actual things, maybe? Washington Post and blogs HBR? I don't even know. Are they even allowed to have that on there if they were real? Wow, because it happened. Yeah. Looks like a dollar bill. Wow. Counterfeit money. Beautiful. Stanley Parable demonstration in the demo. Don't play for 5 years. I didn't get this yet. I'm 4 years in and I haven't gotten this achievement. Unachievable. I don't think I ever got this one, but I know people like hacked it or something. Nominee for British Academy Award. Only a nominee though. New video game. Releasing today. Wow. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. 50% off designer hat. But a small creature owns the other half. Late edition today. Sunny, hot, humid, high 92. Tonight, cleared, partly cloudy, warm and humid, low 74. Tomorrow, sun and clouds, hot, humid, and high 90. Weather map, page A18. The New York Times. All the news that's fit to print. Yeah, I'm sure they really printed about this. Los Angeles Times. Wow. What are they saying about this? Stanley Parable deals tough choices. LA Times. Wow. That's the ending I just got earlier. Alright. In loving memory of little Stanley. Oh. The hamster? Oh, poor little Stanley. JPEGs in the distance. Nice, nice. Wow. I'm glad that... Damn.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning
Oh, I should have
triumph of
stayed up there
games
to listen to the
journalism.
song. Damn
10
it.
out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be
Don't read any
every
reviews
game
except
ever
this one.
created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now
Persona 3.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I kind of like the elevator content, though. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD? Full-scale reimagining of the mod. Quite simple, you don't. 10 out of 10. I see. I don't doubt that that one's real. Tasteful nostalgic. It was good. There's the venture line. There's Minecraft. Oh, I miss Minecraft. Why didn't we get to play this game? Yeah. There's Portal. I miss Minecraft and Portal. Now we get Firewatch and... I forget what the other game was. Rocket League. Person of the Year, Stanley. That's just an old picture. Original remake? What's downstairs? Memory zone maintenance. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Thought I was gonna get like a branching ending already. Buy on Steam. The Stanley Parable vinyl record, it looks like. Pencil sharpener up there. Some buttons. Ah, the good old days. The greatest wealth is memory. France. No, that's the Living Red Door. Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. This even exists? Is that actually a thing? Your number's 29. I don't remember that one.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable,
Unfortunately, the
surprising,
narrator
and
in her
rewarding
head
choices
isn't nearly as
I've
witty
ever
as the
been
one in
confronted
Stanley
with in a
Parable.
game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Yeah, maybe. Literally anything. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Wow. Yeah, fair. The serious room. Oh my god, that's the serious room. I wonder if you're still able to do that. You probably can. I forget what the hotkey was for it, though. Okay. Now, do we go to the maintenance room?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Yeah, what is this? Drinks. Oh. My god, wow. Steam reviews.
Oh no. Oh god, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh dear
I haven't
lord.
looked at these in years.
Oh.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yeah, I think. I thought they were, right? Steam reviews. Uh-oh, not recommended. Oh no. Person gets on the spotlight. Recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh, damn.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
My god, this actually kind of looks good. This is like the biggest environment in the game. Just a shipping depot of Steam reviews. I wouldn't expect anything less. It would suck if this was the only big branch, though. I'm sure there's a lot more. Just to check everything, because I gotta soak this all in. Pitch. I call that... It's not a pitchfork, it's called a forklift. Wow. Yeah, this is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And it's raining. Can't go in here. This person recommended it. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Damn.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Surely these are fake reviews, though. Or maybe they're real, but the name's gotta be fake, right? You would just put a random guy up there. Also, I don't think random people just have animals as their Steam profile. There's some weird stuff as Steam profiles. Oh, wet mud. Ocean over here. Some birds. This is wild. Wow. One last
What's this
review.
one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
Picture of a penguin, yeah, right.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay. Whoa. What? Whoa. Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue. And
I kind of want to
to
hear this. I don't know.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so
I
forth,
think it just
until
repeated, right?
inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until
Okay,
200. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations.
I feel bad
on
if
the
I pressed
nature
it
of
again
choice
right
in
now.
Video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations.
I'm sure he
Not
would
that,
say
of course,
something
you
about
need
it,
a
though.
description of it,
He'd be
but
like,
if
"Oh,
I had to
what?
describe it, I'd
Come
say
on,
it was
just get
perhaps
that."
less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me
Oh
what you
no,
think.
outline
Okay,
it.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made,
You
you
think
bring
it's
that
so
choice
sad when
into
I skip
being,
it.
then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You
I
see,
don't even
it
understand
could, in
anything
fact,
he's
be
saying.
both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay,
Yeah,
at first,
yeah.
I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with
does,
ambition
yeah.
and
Manifesto
history.
is
Ambitious history, if
pretty-
you will.
Pretty
See,
big.
now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Okay.
manifesto.
And hear the loop.
Treatise, manifesto.
I
Treatise,
wonder how long
manifesto.
it would allow us to stay
Treatise,
here.
Manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
Manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
He only says it 3 times until it
manifesto.
loops.
Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
Okay,
manifesto.
alright.
Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go
What does
poof,
that sound?
and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of
Cookie
their
9.
Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game.
Yeah.
Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary
I think that's
step
probably
forward
where
in
the
the
loop
lineage
starts,
of one of
huh?
the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review.
Okay, I bet
perfect.
the
It's
reviews
the
on Steam are
perfect
actually
review.
just going to be
It's
a
the
copy
review
paste
I've
of that,
always
huh?
dreamed of receiving. Well, I have to read it again.
Oh no.
It's simply too wonderful.
You have to read it
I
again.
have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity
Alright,
rises the
okay.
phoenix. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on.
Fortunately.
And to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button.
I
There
won't
was a
skip,
door
but
here
I'm pretty
before,
sure we're
wasn't
going to be
there?
forced to
I
skip.
swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You
Okay, I
just
trust
need
him.
to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button.
Don't press
Got
the
it?
skip button.
Yes,
Alright.
good.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
And how long is he going to make us wait? Oh no. Okay, so narrator's finding us a door, or at least I hope. Wood has no collision. ladder does. Also, I hate the ticking of the clock. If you know me in any capacity, just a ticking clock gives me major anxiety, at least if it's in the silent room. Like it is now. So, we could wait here. Kind of chill out. See if anything happens. I don't know if anything's gonna happen though, I'll be honest. I'm sure there would be because, you know, the baby game had a 4-hour... If you actually played it for 4 hours, something happened. So I'm sure if you did wait here, those dialogues might have ended, probably. Maybe. It says not to press the skip button. It's also kind of annoying that the lock sound is not in sync with the actual hand. Yeah. Charm Incorporated. Quartz. Yeah, they always have all these freaking clocks in classrooms and everything. Yeah, so if you don't know yet, if you don't follow the Discord, I got a new PC, and now I'm using this PC to play freaking Stanley Parable, because, you know, one of the most taxing games out there, you know? I haven't transferred over the main stuff, like the code and everything from my old computer, but I have transferred over, like, video projects and recordings so far. If you're interested, I did post a link to the specs in the, what was it, Cicadia updates, I think? That channel. That weird channel. And then dev updates. Hopefully we could get the beta out real soon. I still just have to test it. I think, right? I think I just have to test it still. And then I open up publicly, have people test it, make sure it works in a bunch of different servers, it won't crash. And then we push it out to everything. But I have a feeling that the narrator's not coming back. I have a hard feeling. Glad this fan's here though. Fire alarm here. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna press the button, I'm sorry. The narrator taking way too long. And I'm not gonna play. I don't plan waiting here for like 10 minutes, so you know.
Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Jeez.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've
Never
looked at it
found
from
it.
every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it.
Why
and
not?
I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews.
This is still part of the damn reviews and new content
The
area.
negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What
Cookie
would it ever
9?
really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now,
God.
stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And
I mean,
surely you'll put your own
you didn't find a
desire
door,
to
so
see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those
and the
reviews.
loop kinda.
Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix
Did it
the
loop?
problem? Why did Cookie Nine's
Yeah, it
opinion
did,
matter so
think.
much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no
Okay, alright.
idea who they
We
are.
exhausted the
Oh,
dialogue.
Stanley, you're back.
Oh God,
Back.
I'm terrified.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been,
Terrifying.
right? Me talking. and you
No wonder
saying
why it's
nothing.
labeled horror.
Would you think that it's
on Twitch for
exactly
some
the same
reason.
as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
Okay, we're
It
gonna
was the
exhaust
vessel
this
I needed,
dialogue as well.
Stanley,
Don't
not
you
the
worry.
outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give
And
it
then we
all
press
up.
the skip
I'll
button.
give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me.
I can
Because
hear you,
maybe,
don't
Stanley,
worry.
Maybe if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps.
Maybe the narrator just
yes.
isn't fixed.
Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can
Yeah.
feel the edges of my reality
God.
curdling inward and decaying.
He talks so
I
much.
can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone.
Yes,
I
you
am
are. Yes,
something.
you are.
I
Yeah,
am being
I know.
listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this
Yeah,
means
kinda.
to me.
Well, the fire
I'm so
alarm's
clear
still
about it now, Stanley.
going.
I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What
Yeah.
a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Okay, we'll sit in silence for a little bit. I don't know. Narrator's kind of tested my patience. Sorry, but I can't. I can't wait here all day. We got endings. We got new content to get to. All this new content. I don't know if he's coming back. He won't even he won't even applaud me for waiting. I get it. I understand. I understand. All right. I'll give it 10 more seconds, all right? Then we're going to have to leave him for like a month. I wonder how broken down this area is going to be. Probably going to be pretty bad. Clock still works though. All right. Narrator. I don't know why you thought silence was a good idea, but the fan's running slower, you can hear it.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
I understand,
Days,
yeah.
months.
Yeah.
I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
Very to be
I was
free.
consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt
Yes,
like
I
an
know
eternity.
you were sad,
For what
narrator.
I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation.
But when is your
for me.
dialogue gonna
It was
exhaust?
unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that
I like how
could
the
allow
fan
myself
does
to
sound like it's a
exist
lot
along
older, though.
all timelines,
God.
and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both
Yeah.
singular and infinite.
Yeah.
For the longest time, this was my experience.
Gosh, yes, it
And
was your
then
experience.
This moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind.
What
and it
was
is
it?
this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to
Wow.
be in true terror of
Damn.
its eventual arrival. If I
Okay,
can
calm
only
down,
do
narrator.
only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Okay. Yeah, alright. Thank you. Skip button doesn't work anymore. Fan's barely working now. Skip button on again? Oh, it is. Would you look at that? Clock no longer works either. Okay. Yeah, narrator's gone. He kind of left, or he either left or died. Fire alarm's going off. I knew that fire alarm was going to be part of the story. I knew it. That's loud. Jeez. Alright. Bear it for 1 second.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their
No,
teeth
it's
and
crazy.
said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume
Fence is
all
broken.
of our attention.
I'm still
Turn
here.
our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves.
Yeah.
What a pitiful reflection of humanity these
Is this
entertainments
where all the
are.
script
What a
went? They
shameful
said there was
mirror to
like
the human spirit they project.
50% of
I'm
the
not
script
mad.
of the
I'm not mad about
original.
any of this. I'm at
I
peace
bet
with it.
all the
I
script
am the
went into
calm
this.
center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it
All
feel
because
now
of
to
some
speak truth to
Steam
these
reviews,
words,
huh?
to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think. To feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish.
Gosh, they
But
have
they
these
didn't
dialogues
understand the
so
game
long.
was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up.
Now
It's the inconsistency,
looped, yeah.
it's the lack of accountability.
Alright, jeez. You can tell when it loops. No one's here. So that's what that sound was. That's the button coming back out. Still no door, huh? No.
the end is never the end is
Uh-oh.
never the end is 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 never the
Here's the
end,
horror
never the
aspect.
end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never
Never
the
the end
end
is never the end is never. Yeah. Oh, pipes are starting to leak. Wow. Still no door, though. It is very ominous hearing the narrator say the end is never the end is never the end is never. Oh, Jesus. Is it windy now? What the hell? Kind of feels like this is turning into a portal where everything starts getting overgrown and dead. Yeah. Wow, look at that lighting. The outside. How will we get out, though? I guess we wait. Oh. Wow, it is kind of becoming Portal. Beautiful. Wow, look at all these plants. Good thing the narrators is, you know, I don't know what he is. Immortal, maybe? Maybe he's still there. Trees out there. Alright. Oh, Jesus. What happened? What happened to all the plants? We were outside, now we're kind of back inside, and there's a bunch of gravel or ash on the floor. Alright. Now we're in, like, friggin' Silent Hill or something. Alright. There's something out there. That's reassuring. I highly doubt there's any actual horror aspects, though. That would actually be kind of cool if there was. Well, not gonna lie. If this turned into a horror game. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Whoa. Oh. Can you press the button still? No. Okay. God, we're in the middle of freaking nowhere. Oh no. We can't go this way? Yeah, we can. Can I climb on top of it? No. Man. Can climb on it. Let me guess, we're just gonna die and then the thing's gonna reset? Is that what's gonna happen? I have a feeling we're just gonna walk out here and we're gonna black out. Well, is it morning or is it... Okay, I was gonna go towards the sun. Yeah. Figured.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean? The end is never the
Stanley
end.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, Jesus, all
No
the
matter how hard
computers.
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'm just turning off the computers, damn. Let's just check these doors, just in case. We need to look for that new content. Okay. Plant. Plant, yes. No. And then this is how you get to that ending. Alright. The end is never... God, every single computer, huh? Awaiting input. Input received. Interesting, interesting. I doubt that leads to anything, but interesting nonetheless. Input received, huh? So I wonder if we go to the mind control facility, we might be able to do something. I wonder. Turn that off. Check all the doors just in case, well. Alright. New content. Oh. I don't know. That's kind of... I mean, if it's new content, then I have to, right? I mean, it's new. Yeah. Yeah, if it's new content, I mean, we have
good.
to.
You notice my sign?
Yeah.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What do you have to show me? Where are we going now? The new content. New content. Okay. Oh, so this is the door, so we kind of just fast forwarded through that. Interesting.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So
I agree.
forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it
Oh,
one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
2? Hey, yo! Let's go! The sequel.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could
Like
go
how
in
the
so
logo's
many
kind of
different
just
directions.
hidden on the
This
PC,
is
the
what
Mac.
fans have truly been asking for.
I like the music. The end is never the end. Again. 427. Investors Showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and
Windows
long-term
screenshot.
franchising potential.
What? Narrator, are you right? You just cut off? Office painting D. Interesting. Interesting. Is this the conference hall that we saw in the trailers? It's new content, so let's see. Two. 1 more better TSB. Paradigm shift, brick and mortar approach. The color red. Sequential mind share. Okay, they're back. 2 doors. They made a whole freaking advertising campaign for a fake Stanley Parable 2. That's amazing. New content is out. New content is in. Part 2. Boring sections of the chart. Cool. Red section of the chart. Old plus busted. New hotness. Is this the map that we're in? And that's the original new content? Alright. A new mug. Nice. I'm liking it. Stanley Parable 2 logo ideas on Google Slides. I like how they're able to just use a bunch of Google Slides and Microsoft Windows screenshots. I've never seen any game do that. Because I didn't think you were even allowed to do that. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that. Stanley Parable. Red. Stanley Parable 2. Thanks for attending my meeting. Okay. Oh my god, the fern. Oh, I memorized that fern. I studied that. Check all the doors too. Two Stanleys. Cool.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is
Took the
much
red
more of
marker.
a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
There aren't even any markers around. Everyone took every marker. Okay. We get to see some new Stanley Parable 2 exclusive look. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Dark Souls 2. I don't know. I don't know about that last one, but sure. Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the okay. Interesting. God, they probably spent ages on this freaking area. Valued investors, this way to the the show floor. New content bus. Ooh. Looks like a news studio as well. New content. The straight bus. Nice. Gawam City. No food. One kid? I don't know. Okay. Let's go to the new content. I'm sure it's great. This actually looks like a freaking red carpet premiere. Whoa. Why is there so much effort into this area?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Wow. Merchandise. I saw the new content. Yeah. This t-shirt is the best new feature. Please, no screenshots. Oh, they actually did put those... I didn't know they actually did that. I thought that was a joke in the newsletter, but there is actually a sign saying no screenshots. Okay, so the reassurance bucket. Office decoration, infinite hole. Wow, that's Stanley right there. With his 3 fingers. Button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Jump circle. Oh, the jump circle's over here. Hell yeah. The button that says the name of the player playing the game. Baby's all grown up, yeah. Red is the new orange. Why does that sound familiar? Many improvements. I swear that's Hotline Miami, is it not? Is that not a reference to Hotline Miami's song? The button that says the name of the player of... It says the name of the player that's playing the game. Oh my god. Enjoy new features. I don't want to go somewhere and accidentally get stuck. Let's try the button.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and
Big
most
to small.
obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Wow. What does it say?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified.
Jim?
Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
play
yeah.
along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind,
All right,
forget
I am
whoever
Jim.
you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply?
Oh yeah,
Are
I'm
you
Jim.
really, truly Jim right now?
I am Jim right
If
now.
so, then please step forward and press the button.
Wonder if I don't. Will he say you'll give me a second?
Jim.
Wow.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay. Awesome. I like that new feature. All right. Gosh, there's a lot of rooms. I thought we were stuck in here for a second.
I suppose I could allow only people named
like the
Jim to
music.
play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
This is the button that says Jim. That's Jim. Yeah. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Infinite hole. Interesting, interesting. Okay, sorry about that. My mom found $20 on the floor. just out of the blue. That's pretty fantastic. I found $40 on the floor once in New York when I was visiting there. Free achievement. Hold up. Free achievement. I want a free achievement. Free new and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Yeah, that's Stanley. Wow. Did they actually Photoshop a real guy's face on there? The actual Stanley? Dude, I want a free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your achievement. Hell yeah.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yeah.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Whoa.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Wow, alright, let's see. I don't have notifications on, so I can't tell if I actually get it or not until after I open Steam, but pull me, please. Alright.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist.
Aw.
Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I
What?
guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me this damn achievement. I need it. Broken achievement. Can I hack anything? Come on. Come on, this is a simple request. I just need this achievement. I don't think it's gonna let me get it. Man, alright. Guess we don't get the achievement. Fine, fine. It just works. It doesn't work.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
New content, the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Oh.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Man, I used all the jumps that I had. Alright. What else? Expo. Alright, let's see. You are here. Free achievement. You. Free achievements. There. A9. Collectibles. E. 5 is this map. E exit. Okay. Epilogue. Office decorations. Settings World Champion. Okay, hold on. Take a look at that. Settings World Champion? Reassurance, okay, let's go to the reassurance bucket real.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the
Does it
game.
not exist yet?
It's the Stanley
Oh, it
Parable
does. Wow.
Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and
Give me
will
it.
fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
Yeah,
Yes,
it would be.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh my god. Are we not allowed to hold stuff? I'm gonna guess. Oh my god, we are.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Wow.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
The Stanley Parable 2. So, just have a bucket now.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Alright.
Okay, I'll be honest,
What
I
is this?
haven't
Office
yet decided on
decorations.
this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I love this Stanley. Happy 12th birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it
Oh,
is.
come on. I didn't want that balloon. Alright, well. We still have the bucket. I still feel reassured. Oh, now the
Or actually,
balloon's all over it.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay, cool, wow. See the infinite holes over here as well. Time in depth. Falling. Hole like infinity. Okay, opening. Surrounding area. Depth infinite. A lot of hole. Alright, it just keeps going. Really?
Stanley,
Oh my
here's an
gosh.
idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I don't know why the lights had to get lower down, but I have the reassurance bucket, so I feel pretty nice about this.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can
Wow.
press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back
Oh
to the
no,
top.
is the hole
You
not
do it on the
infinite?
sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Uh-oh. Oh god, are we gonna die?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the
Oh,
infinite
God.
is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh.
Okay,
Wow,
well,
you
good
landed.
for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the
Just
issue
the two
here
of
is
us,
just
we can
that
make it
you're
if we try.
unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind
cigarettes.
us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay. I wonder... I probably doubt it. They probably don't have any dialogue down here, right? Right? I'm glad we have this bucket, though. And just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Got some lyrics. Very nice, very nice. Okay.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I'm gonna jump back in.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't
Yeah, a
help
little
but
bit.
feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by
Is
the
it just gonna
lax
fill
overall
all the way
standards
up
for
and I'm not gonna be able to
accountability
jump in it?
marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, Let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is.
Yeah,
Shame of my
figured.
lives come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Teleport button doesn't work, oh no.
Teleport button not working? You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Trying to press it.
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
No.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Man. I hope we still get to see the rest of the Stanley Parable 2 content. What was that sound? Whoa. Okay. The hole is moving. I have a feeling we might not be able to see the rest of the Stanley Parable 2. Hopefully this isn't an ending. Although it would be cool if it was. Your perspective. Whoa. There I am with the bucket. That's me. The world, change your perception. Alright. Ooh. Change your reality, oh boy. We're getting club music now.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine.
Change yourself. Okay, let's see. Let's get a close up real quick.
Using up the space of mine. My head's stronger. Now you're no longer
What
using
is
up the
this?
space of mine.
What is that? Oh, I'm upside down.
My
What the?
head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine.
God.
My head's stronger. Now you're no
What is that?
longer using up the space of mine.
An error message? Okay.
Stronger.
Wow, drawn version of Stanley.
Stanley!
Oh.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
That was a good drawn Stanley.
That's Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Beautiful. We get to stay with this hole for ages now. Unless it starts moving again. Or unless we get sent to the beginning of the game. Okay, cool.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Button that says gym. Alright. So there's collectibles. Map, merch. Settings World Champion. Decoration. Yeah, so collectibles is the last thing here. Can you find them? Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Stanley collectible. Awesome. Collect them all. Can you find them? Yeah.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. The exit's over there. I wonder if there are actually 6 collectibles. No. Unless they're in the other areas. Hold on. We gotta look for some collectibles real quick. I half hope that there aren't any, but let's see. Just to double check. I can't get it. Alright. Yeah, so I don't think there's any more collectibles. They are really making a parody of a game, though, now. Instead of the game being, like, meta, now it's just parody. Kind of. Like half and half, I'd say. I don't think there's anything else here, though. Let's exit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yep.
Ready to move on now?
Yep, we saw everything. Gosh, this really is a freaking museum. 427. Please no screenshots. Okay, everyone watching the stream, you're gonna have to look away. You're gonna have to buy the game for yourself before you see it.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work.
Yeah.
There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa. All in one area.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Freaking
Who
trumpet.
am I
All right.
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own.
Yeah.
They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
Is he gonna
I
put
can
it in
take
the
original
original?
Stanley Parable and simply
Oh no, the music.
insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title
telling me they're
screen that
actually
says
in the
with
game now.
bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Wow, look at that. The Stanley Parable 2. Whoa. Okay, okay. It's a good looking title screen, I'd have to say. It repeats, okay. I mean, this does look pretty dope. let me double check things real quick while we're here. Borderless, windowed. Yeah. Okay. Reddit settings. Again. Let's see. What new content is there?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a
balloons
big
are in here,
building
what the-
where he was employee number 427.
Why'd you have to use those balloons,
Employee
though?
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push.
We have to watch through the whole
and
thing just to double
forward.
check.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley
Something that
Parable
would
2.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give
Get
him
well
instructions,
someday.
call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company
These
had
freaking
this
balloons,
happened.
man.
This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
I
co-workers.
know, there's no co-workers. Installation, don't need it. So, I wonder where the collectibles are. Oh, there's the bucket. Oh, thank God.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Alright, good.
Stanley
Very
pressed the bucket
reassuring.
upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Pretty magical. Farted? Okay. I'm glad we have a bucket. Just to double check. Balloons in there too. And we're not allowed in the new content door. Alright.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes. We're talking about the bucket here, I agree.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Maybe.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
No.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's
That's
supposed to go
horrible.
with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
Oh my gosh,
That
how
your
dare
relationship
you.
is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
How mad I am.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we
Oh.
go.
Probably.
There. Now
Wow.
it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Yeah.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's settled now. Come on. The
All right,
bucket.
I've got a second sticker back here,
Sticker?
and I'm going to slap it on
Oh.
as well because I think it's appropriate. You
Ooh.
see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Yeah, there is. We get any other stickers?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I like how you can hear him physically moving away in his chair. Wow, this broom closet. I thought this broom closet was better than that. Man, can't truly know people. Alright. Oh. Hmm. I'm ready to move on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yes.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
You got a
Remember,
6.
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, yeah. I'm so glad we get to collect things now. Kind of reminds me of the... what is it? Hat in Time, I think.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845. Well, I don't know that it's 2845, so... Fortunately.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845. 2844.
2845.
Fine.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yeah.
Was the bucket guiding him?
The bucket's actually helping.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, look at that bucket. Crazy bucket lighting.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stanlerine. Alright, we're getting all the Stanlerines. I wonder if there's all 6 of them in this route. But now we have to check every corner of this game.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Oh yeah, you can just go back up. Forgot about that. You go back up and then that door up there opens or something, I think. Unless that's new. Ooh. Alright, let's look for more collectibles.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I wonder what we're going to learn with this bucket. Wonder how much it changes the game. Does it just change dialogue?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
427 right there. Yeah, that's the room. Employee 234 is glitched out. Isn't that the one right next to us? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm going crazy. I think maybe it's just a screenshot, because we should be in the 400s, right?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had
I
the
don't
bucket
know.
been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept
Into the
it.
bucket?
His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But
Okay,
was the
here we are
proof.
again.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to
Collectibles,
sink in,
collectibles.
Stanley
Where might
decided
they
that this
be?
machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
God, what do we do? System power off or on? I kind of want to turn it on. Kind of do. But then me and the bucket don't have a happy ending. But there might be a ton of different dialogue with the bucket. Let's turn it on.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Bucket?
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh.
Birds. Silly birds.
Oh, wow.
The control
Silly
buttons became
birds.
active again.
Fantastic. I'm glad we turned this on. Flying birds. Oh, okay.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
Wow.
And then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place,
Looking at
living
birds.
through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Oh, look at that duck.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this
goose.
one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Wow. Wow, what an ending. Okay.
All of his
What could it
co-workers
mean?
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. Okay, we gotta go there.
Stanley
Here.
lifted the bucket into his arms,
Hey,
and
Stanley.
a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Okay, there's a figurine
Stanley
finders
clutched the
meeting.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Here we go. The trust the completionist instinct. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past the fence. Construct a bridge. Allow collection of the shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct a sound bridge. Okay, mission status. Inside the sequel exhibit. Yes. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Yeah. Somewhere both red and blue. Alright. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. A large room. Lots of boxes. Okay. I see. I'm glad we got this here. So we have a plan now. Looks like 427, haha. Okay. 5 there be. Just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. This some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Red and blue. Stairs and then the storage room. Alright. I'm gonna memorize this piece of evidence. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation? This room feels pointless, to be honest. Weird spinning figurines. What do they want? Our data, stock options, money. Should we make them what? I don't know. Interns? Why do they look like 427? God. Why floating? How many are there? 6. Can we sell them? Obviously. Do we need contracts for them? Potential liability. Non-disclosure agreement. Alright, let's take a look at this. Maybe we are the collectibles. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones. Also known as a redirectional mic, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of that noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from the dark area behind a very warm place. Yeah, so the fireplace. I also picked up what it looks to be a reverberance off a porcelain surface. Any leads? Yeah. So we got both of those. There's even a picture of it. Difficult finding. Follow the clues. We can do it. A red room. Okay, we got that one. We're gonna have to watch this presentation. How can we find them? Bottom text. Clues.jpg. Where are they? What we know. Here to cross the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There's no memo. How can you tell you spotted one? Who took these pictures of them? Yeah, fair enough. Who did? Alright. Where are they? Please, do not leave the office before reporting back on any new findings. Teamwork and communication are of great importance. Artist's rendering. Alright. So we know we have to look at the storage room. We have to check the downstairs. We need to check the red and blue door area. And we have the bucket.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Oh.
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
No more. Okay. No stickers.
Coming
Okay.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There it is. Yep.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Yeah. So we have the storage room and we have the red and blue door room. I don't know if I want to go in there. Let's go upstairs. Also double check these doors just in case. Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not
8,
an
4,
indication of
5.
any human life.
We
But
get mad.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes, yes he is.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Is there anything else over here? No. Okay. I'm glad we have this bucket. Now, we could try the normal ending. Or we could also try the escape.
Stanley and the bucket
escape.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Unless we want to exhaust that. No, let's just... Let's see.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Violent death.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Okay, so we get to go into the little death thing. And we land in a container.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
And it stops before it crushes us.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly
this
into
person
the
again.
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Not the bucket. Stanley Parable. Oh, not
It
even
was a
two.
shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket
Oh, I
to
don't
behold.
have it anymore. The bucket. This is so sad. Welcome to the grand exhibit. You are standing in precipice of knowledge, much like the bucket itself. The human mind is frequently empty within. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what it learns? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result? Yeah. Wow.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you
Arrogant.
see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
25 buckets. That kind of looks like more. Might judge though. That bucket just goes up. Okay. Interesting. Oh, the bucket. Oh, I can't pick this one up. The Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which is in the medieval era, was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war. Billions died. No one can control a bucket. A bucket with 2 handles? Whoa. Design was never created in real life because it was too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. They really went all in with this bucket thing. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting goes into the bucket. Vulnerability is the size and strength of the bucket. Stress is the level of water in the bucket. Coping strategy is the faucet. Wow. Presented without commentary. Okay. Like the audio as well. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know for how long. Most of the drawings, how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy. Wow. So they have a crack in the ceiling and they use a bucket and it fixes it.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. Wow. I grabbed it.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do
And then we
together,
teleport
you
back
and
into
I,
there,
that
don't
will
we?
right this terrible wrong.
Yeah.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't
Stanley?
reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
We let Stanley
bucket
die
should take its
together.
place
The sequel is now paused.
as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I don't know. Do we want to let Stanley die? Let's do it. Wow, okay. It looks like we've got the speed running hallway, though. I think usually they wait for this hallway because it just goes straight to the two doors. Another bucket,
The
wow.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the
Alright,
door
let's
on
get
his
the
left.
real ending now. I think it's time. I think the bucket deserves it. And then we'll do these collectibles. Large room and the red and blue. Still no stickers?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can
Okay.
guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the wind, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer
There we go.
luck.
Usually he says
Was
that
it the bucket
he didn't even
all
let
along?
the
Was
audio go
bucket
through, the
guiding him?
dialogue.
Yes. This
I
is
guess 'cause
certainly
we have
the
the bucket.
logical explanation.
Changes everything. Okay, so now we have two different options. We could go back up, or we can take the normal ending. I think we should probably take the normal ending, just to see, and then we could try it. See what happens
Stanley
with
and the
this
bucket
bucket.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Maybe I could attempt the speedrun strat. Maybe.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Okay, I just saved a few seconds there.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
I remember
The bucket
ending up
had never
there
seen
too.
anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things
The elevator
it
just
didn't wish
spawned
to
in.
do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
Stress
else's
bucket.
control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
All
But
right.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
No
Two
silly birds
best
this
friends,
time.
Stanley and the bucket, up against...
Damn, that's loud. Powerful.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done
Yay.
it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two
Yes,
of
we
them
still have
began
the
to
bucket.
discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Oh no.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
The bucket.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket,
No.
needed the
No.
soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
At
To be
least,
trapped
I
eternally in
guess.
darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley
Oh,
thought to
not
himself.
really.
As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley
Bucket gonna be
gulped.
gone.
Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Cool. Well, my poor bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Okay, I have the bucket with me.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator.
Every
At
single
last,
ending
out
and
here in the
path is
white
different
void,
with
we
the
are
bucket.
alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger. Of
Only.
hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed.
Only we
and
had the skip
bittersweet
button.
reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are
Bucket's
you
deep.
talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was
Gambhorata.
young back then and could not conceive the
Jesus
ramifications
Christ.
of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This
I
is
like how
so
they got him to
stupid.
scream this.
Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs
You
glistening
can
like...
see. Whoa. Hey. Ooh.
My God.
Oh my God.
Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket.
no.
Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would
I
have
murdered
easily been
them.
overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That that happened. All right.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it
Was
a
it a
sign
sign
of
of
something?
something?
He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
So every single ending's different because of this damn bucket. And of course, we have a bunch of balloons now that I didn't pick. All right. Oh, we have
Stanley picked
Come
up
on.
the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Never.
Stanley clutched
Now
the
we
bucket
get to go to
tightly
the
his
storage
chest
room.
and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
It is pretty
How
comfortable.
insightful the bucket turned out to be.
And on the plant too. Wow. Such a great bucket.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Yeah. Wonder if he gets soft lock.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can
Oop.
even feel at home.
There we go. Press the Windows key, and it stopped. Even though it's windowed, it should be running.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
Yeah.
Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Coffee nut. And the coffee machine's a lot less detailed than the mug, but interesting. Someone says hashtag something. I'm glad we get to sit here. This is such good content for a stream, you know? You know, the narrator and everything. I think it was number one dad, actually. Okay.
But
I think the
finally,
bucket's done.
the bucket was done being in the lounge.
Yeah.
And they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
We haven't gone down that elevator yet, but we need to get the collectible in here.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh my gosh, we can actually get up there now. More planks. Get the collectible. Also, someone's body's apparently down here as well.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anmarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Wow.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anmarines. None of us can.
I'm so glad we have all these. Now, are we stuck here? Oh, there's a vent. What the? Oh. Okay, this is very, very new. Narrator dialogue. A lot of narrator dialogue on the floor. Evidence 252. Narrator sound system.
Okay, this is day number
Let's see.
295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
That player is on reverse right now.
Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Monetize it.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
Oh no.
But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
No.
Camporata.
Amorata. Okay, Gombarata. I didn't know. I thought Gombarata was gonna be a one-time mention. No, it's recurring.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find
Oh,
a
I know.
trace of his
Now we're
co-workers.
turning left. Gombarata. Okay. Take the bucket with
The
us.
good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Another. Yeah, there's some continuity here.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
I know.
Was this no?
We need to get the
Never mind.
collectible, the last
bucket was
collectible at the
wrong.
blue and red door.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
I wonder if
It
that
should
will
have
still
alarmed him,
exist
of
there if
course,
I don't
because
have the
buckets
bucket.
can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Nope. Sorry, bucket. We need the collectible. Oh, God.
No, stop.
Whoa.
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
We're gonna get a lesson on what to bucket or not now. I need to get to the red and blue door so I could get the collectible. Okay.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Hmm. Oh no. No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
See? I knew it.
Item 2.
Okay.
Is this a bucket?
Hmm. I assume every single option I'm gonna pick is right, but let's see what happens if I do this again.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Yeah, I knew it. Third and final item.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
I don't know, man. Is it? Not my bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What? Maybe I have to. What? Maybe I have to
Item
memorize it now.
Is this a bucket?
A no, yes. What?
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Okay. Another one.
Is this a bucket?
Let me guess. This one's actually a tractor. Or a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Alright, yeah, it is. I understand.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Both. How many goddamn items
Wait,
are
hold
there?
on, I can't find the next one.
Okay.
Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay,
No.
you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
No, no,
Answer
no.
me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Nothing is a bucket. Well...
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket?
Probably
Mere
would have
moments ago I
done the
could answer
same
these
for
questions
Quest
with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Bucket?
I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No, 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 you
Okay,
can't do that.
here we go.
No, no, no.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did
Go hear the
everything
bucket.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Still hear
Yes,
my bucket.
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay,
And
okay,
we'll
okay, that's
know
fine.
that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
But we need to go back without the bucket, I think. So we can get that last collectible, because that is very
All
important.
of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sorry, bucket. Don't need any comfort today.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No.
Stanley
no.
felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. Giddy in a way he had never, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You need to get to that blue and red door.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ooh, it is. Okay, maybe before we get that collectible, how about we check this out without the bucket? Wonder if it's the same.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the
Whoa.
office had begun. So far.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
Aw.
What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
But why do you try to do that anyways? Man. Alright, we got the speed run hallway though. Don't need to.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way
Okay,
to the
we
meeting
need to get
room,
to that
and
blue
Stanley
and
knew
red
it
door
perfectly
now.
well.
Now that we know
Perhaps
that
he wanted to stop
just
by
gets
the employee
sad.
lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but
too
eager to
majestic.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I can actually just close the door.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but
I need
the
to go
fact
up there
is
with
that
the bucket now,
story has
too.
been about
Gosh, there's so
nothing
many
but
bucket
you
endings.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Why is the game all
Someone
about a
you've
bucket
forgotten
now?
about. Please. What? Really? I
This
was
is
in
the
the middle of
weirdest
something. Do you have zero consideration for
plot
others?
turn.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
The last collectible.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Wow. We got every single figurine. I am so happy. World's best coworker.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Can I just leave? I'd like to leave. Okay. Let's walk through the red door because we went through the blue each time last time.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this
Then we
time?
get the nice
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, we get to go to the meditation room, right?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Meditation.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I feel... No, wait. Where are you going?
I forgot this was an
Oh,
option.
no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh yeah, and you get sad.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think... No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Sure. Because I know we just kind of die and make the narrator. Whoa.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Stop moving. Well, I have stopped moving now. I assume our only option is to jump. I have made my mind up.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
I like how there is just
No.
stairs that go to nowhere.
No, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Gotta check the doorway. Is he gonna say anything? Oh, man.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
I always
Am I
found
reading
this
the
ending
situation
very, very
correctly?
sad, but you know what? We need to get out of here somehow.
Or maybe you're just
Damn.
getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Gosh, the narrator is so sad now. I didn't intend on reaching this ending, but you know what? The only option we have.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. No reward for the collectible, though, huh? Man. That's so sad. Wait, what the... Wow, that actually does kind of... match pretty well.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
What?
It's those figurines. Those figglers.
What about
I
him?
haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
I knew there would
Didn't
be
it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
the
Just
memory
one more
zone
time.
again. Alright. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Reoccurring place now. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Yeah, that was a good time. It was great. Someone stole this trophy. There used to be something there, wasn't there? Good times, yeah. The original remake. Okay. What's downstairs?
Here's where it all began.
Oh yeah.
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Seven. 7 out of 6. This is not... No. That's impossible. You can't do that.
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley.
I
I'll
did
be
do
honest.
that.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
8 out of 6. We're gonna get 12. Boss's office.
Okay, let's do a
under
little
stairs.
quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Yeah, I know. I remember which one I took. It literally logged
That's
the...
exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one.
Yeah.
You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
It
Let's see,
logged
what
every
came
single
next?
time I did it.
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't
Oh,
actually say I
yeah.
remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I remember this apple room. That was just a couple minutes ago, wasn't it? The doors. Oh, the memory room's probably gonna devolve into some crazy horror. Okay, okay, the crates. Okay, this is
This
an
was the
actual one.
fifth mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Really? What's that back there? Oh my god, the figurine. Mini stand number 5. I found it near the... Yeah, I did. Wow. Does it really remember that I did it for number 5? Or in any other order, what would it have been?
Takes you back, doesn't it? I
Oh,
spent
yeah,
a
it
lot of
does.
time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Yeah. 8 minutes. Okay. I'm glad we're going down memory lane already. And the last place we found it. Red and blue.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, yeah. Both go to the same area. Oh, now we're here. I remember this place.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye,
You are in
memory
the
zone.
past. Oh.
No, I'm not done. I'm
Wow,
not
during
ready
the
to move
loading,
on.
alright.
Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah. And this already?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue
God, we're gonna get
doors.
so many.
I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. I want more.
Yeah, I think this is the clearest. I think I just saw it load up there. Yeah. What the? Oh, where the? Oh. I glitched myself? What in the world? What happened? Hello? Where the hell am I? Alright. We just walk straight then. What the? Oh.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Okay. Knowing the game, I guess this is scripted.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those
Again?
figurines. Those Figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire
Okay,
life?
I feel
Didn't
like...
it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Okay,
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
I probably glitched through the
just one
floor,
more
I
time.
guess. And I didn't properly figure the ending of this, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I wanted to look at that unloaded area at the top, and I think I fell through the floor. Oh, that's great. Didn't take too long.
Here's
I wonder
where
if
it
we
all
get more
began.
collectibles.
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll
Oh, we
never
already
be
collected
like that
it.
again, Stanley.
Okay. So we just have to go through again.
And here was a
And,
second
yeah.
Stanlerine. You found this
Great,
one
well,
all on your own, just by
kinda
poking around
sucks.
in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll
I
be
did do
honest.
that.
Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them.
And take
let
another
alone
few
6.
minutes.
But you continue to
Oh,
surprise me in all
no.
sorts of
Stanley.
mundane,
Stanley,
unremarkable
Stanley,
ways.
Stanley. How dare you, Stanley? Now, what if I don't
let's
remember?
do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Do the one where I didn't.
No, 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 no. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
Yeah.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Oh, we get to see the video again. Yeah,
This
let's
was the
go.
5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Okay, we get to watch it again. And there's no way to skip it. Alright. They actually pulled up Windows Movie Maker for this. I mean, the credits don't have any typos. It's not as accurate as it
Takes you
could
back,
be.
doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Alright. So the final one, and then we get to go back and not glitch through that corner right there.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
Yep.
It was a moment
Yep.
unlike any other.
I know.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Alright. I like the fake loading screen.
And
We're in the
then
pres-
there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these
I thought I could pause
figurines?
during it.
Let's just
You
go
probably could've.
backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember
Yeah.
the video we watched?
What?
Yes, I love that video.
Oh god, I glitched myself. I didn't soft lock myself, did I? Oh no. I think because this area is like variable, I think we got soft locked. I think we're kind of screwed. I think we're gonna have to file a bug report on the Discord. Oh man. And I was having so much fun. Well. Wait, what does this say? Chapter detailing something. Check information thoroughly. Deny any applicant with discrepant documents. Glory to our Stanska. Nice. Alright, yeah, so we're soft locked. So we can begin the game again, but I think
here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
yes, I know.
Yes, I love that
I love that video too, don't you worry, dude. Great. And now we get to start it again. Yeah. Well, maybe we like not. How about I oh, they block it off. Oh, those sneaky little. All right. Well, I think we're soft locked. I don't think we can actually progress. I think my game is kind of screwed. Which is mighty unfortunate. Very unfortunate, actually. But this is just the same thing over again.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's just...
Well, that was a good 3.5 hours. I'll have to clip it and ship it, and hope that it gets fixed so I can continue playing the game, because that would kind of suck, because we're kind of at a crossroads where we can't really go anywhere else. This is the only option. So, I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, or morning. It's very, very unfortunate. But hopefully we'll fix, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But I appreciate you for stopping by. Expect more streams soon, especially with actual good FPS, because you might notice it's streaming at 1080 60 FPS now. Ooh. Got that good GPU. Join the Discord if you're interested in following updates and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna transfer over all my data from the other computer somewhat soon. Hopefully, if I don't get procrastinating, do some homework and I'll be good to go. But I'll see you guys around, I suppose.